between the family and the help.
Continue.
Well, I'd like to write this showing the point of view of the help, the colored women down here. They raise a white child, and then 20 years later, the child becomes the employer. It's that irony, that we love them and they love us, yet we don't even allow them to use the toilet in the house.
Look, I read your outline. It's certainly original, but it won't work. What maid in her right mind would ever tell you the truth?
The first interviewee is eager to tell her story.
Miss Phelan, this Negro actually agreed to talk to you candidly about working for a white family? Because that seems like a hell of a risk in Jackson, Mississippi.
She has agreed. She has.
Well, that is impressive. But after her, do you really think other maids want to talk to you? What if their employers find out?
The interviews will be conducted secretly, since, as you know, things are a little dangerous down here right now.
A little dangerous? The marches in Birmingham, Martin Luther King, dogs attacking colored children. Charlie, it's the hottest topic in the nation. But I'm sorry, this will never work. Not as an article, because no Southern newspaper would print it. And certainly not as a book. A book of interviews would never sell.
Oh.
I called because, frankly, it's a good idea, but there's no possible way to take it to print.
But what if...
I suppose I could read what you get down. God knows, the book business could use some rattling.
You do that? Oh, Miss
I'm
Stein.
not saying I'm considering it, but do the interview and I'll let you know if it's worth pursuing.
Thank you, Miss Stein. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your help.
Don't thank me yet. Call Ruth, my secretary, if you need to get in touch.
And that's how it all started, with Miss Skeeter, Miss Stein, and the conversation. Now all Miss Skeeter has to do is do what she told Miss Stein she already done.
Aibileen, I can't thank you enough for your help with answering these housekeeping questions. This advice column is the only job I could get.
I don't mind that. I'm just not sure Miss Leafolk gonna approve.
Well, she said it was all right.
Oh, well, all right then.
Dear Miss Myrna, how do I remove the rings from my fat, slovenly husband's shirt collar when he is such a pig and sweats like one too?
Well, what she want to get rid of, the rings or the husband? Just tell her a mixture of vinegar and pine sauce soap. And let it sit in the sun a little while.
Sit in the sun for how long?
About an hour. Let it dry.
Next, how do I get the dogs to stay out of the trash cans outside? Probably because her husband forgets to take it out on the right pickup day.
Just put some ammonia in that garbage. Them dogs won't so much as wink at them cans.
Aibileen,
Yes, ma'am?
I have an idea. Something I'd like to write about. But I need your help. I want to interview you about what it's like to work as a maid.
Like Miss Cleaning letters?
Well, no, I'm talking about a book. Stories about what it's like to work for a white family. What it's like to work for, say, Elizabeth.
You think Miss Leafolk gonna agree to that? Me telling stories about it?
Well, no, I was thinking we wouldn't tell her. I'll have to make sure the other maids agree to keep it a secret, too.
Other maids?
I was hoping to get 4 or 5 to show what it's really like to be a maid in Jackson.
Exactly what kind of stories do you think you're gonna hear?
What you get paid, how they treat you, the bathrooms, the babies, all the things you've seen, good and bad.
Miss Skeeter, does that not sound kind of dangerous?
Not if we're careful.
Miss Skeeter, shh. You know what happened to me if Miss Leafolk find out I talked behind her back?
I won't tell her, or anyone. These will be private interviews.
Did you hear about that colored boy this morning? The one they beat with a tire iron for accidentally using the white bathroom?
I know things are unstable, but this is...
And my cousin Chanel, down in Carter County. They burned up her car just because she went down to the bump station.
No one's ever written a book like this before. We'd be breaking new ground. It's a whole new perspective.
Miss Skeeter, I do this with you. I might as well burn my own house down.
Please let me interview you. I know it's scary, but I really believe this has to be done. We'll be careful. All the names will be changed.
Miss Skeeter, already ain't cared for. You not knowing that is what bothers me the most. I'm sorry.
But I've already... Please, will you at least think about it?
I just don't know. I know pretty well what happens if the white ladies found out. Women, they ain't like men. They don't beat you with a stick. No. They like to keep their hands clean. But Mosquito, she was pretty convincing. Make yourself comfortable. Sorry, I ain't never had a white person in my house before.
It's all right. The house is nice. I was thinking we'd start with a little background work and then just jump in with the questions.
Mosquito, what if you don't like what I got to say about white people?
This isn't about how I feel. My opinion doesn't matter.
Well, all right then.
Well, to start, when and where were you born?
I was born in 1911 on Piedmont Plantation in Cherokee County.
Did you know as a girl growing up that one day you'd be a maid?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And you knew that because...
Mama was a maid. My grandmother was a house slave.
Oh, a house slave. All right. Now, what does it feel like to raise a white child when your own child's at home being looked after by someone else?
It feel, maybe we could go on to the next one.
Oh, all right. What do you like best about being a maid, and what do you like least?
I expect it like looking after kids best.
Anything you'd like to add about that?
No, ma'am.
How about what you dislike about your job? I mean, do you want to talk about the bathrooms or about a little Miss Leopold?
Hey, please! When you first told me about this foolishness, I was sure you didn't go through with it.
I done told Minnie how we're doing these stories.
Mecca Evans lives 5 minutes away. They blew a Piscotable last night. Quit talking! And you! What makes you think colored people need your help? You what? Why you kidding?
We all working for the same thing.
Maybe you just want to get her in trouble.
I want to show her perspective so people might understand what it's like from your side.
Well, it's a real 4th of July picnic. It's what we dream of doing all weekend long. Go back in their houses to polish the silver. And we love not getting minimum wage or Social Security.
I know, Minnie, maybe things might...
What law is going to say you got to be nice to your mate? And another thing, I don't want my children to go to school with white kids, and I don't care a thing about voting. Only thing black men get elected to is deacon of the church.
You don't have to do this, Minnie.
You damn right I don't. You two give me heart palpitations.
That was a good move.
All right? I'm going to do it. I just want to make sure you know this ain't no game we playing here. What? I just got to come up with your questions, too?
Oh, to start, where were you born?
Belzone, Mississippi. I'm a great Annie Sofa. Next.
Once Minnie got to talk about food, she liked to never stop.
I put green beans in first, and then I go on and get the pork chops, because I like mine hot out the pan.
Once Minnie got to talk about white ladies, it took all night.
Oh, Minnie, she say, I'm not going to get a free paid vacation. Now, I ain't had no paid vacation in my life. I come back a week later, she gonna move the mobile.
When morning comes, Mosquito put in calls about Miss Stein in New York.
I like that Sarah Ross. She can fetch, but not play too much. And Miss Bertha, she's got chutzpah. I'll give her that.
So, you like it?
Eugenia, Martin Luther King just invited the country to march with him in D.C. this August. This many Negroes and whites haven't worked together since Gone with the Wind.
So, does this mean you'll publish it?
I never said that. My advice is to write this thing fast before the whole civil rights thing blows over. I need it by New Year's, and don't send me anything until you have 12 minutes.
12?
At least.
Thank you, Miss Stein.
12?
gone done now.
After serving for almost 10 years as field secretary for the NAACP, Medgar Evers is dead. He was gunned down by some unknown assailants in front of his house, in full view of his family.
The white hate just kept getting worse, but things finally changed when it hit us directly.
What's wrong?
You may in prison, Mosquito. Gonna be there 4 years.
Haley Holbrook, lady who hired her, she said you may stole a ring from her.
I'll ask Daddy to get her a good lawyer.
She had a lawyer, a white lawyer, but Haley Holbrook, friends with the judge's wife. Whole thing took 2 days. Arrested on Tuesday and state bail Wednesday.
We gotta do something.
I'm gonna help with your stories. I'm gonna help too.
We all are, and there are more too.
Thank you. I don't know what to... We ain't doing this for you.
They printed a few thousand copies with the worst advance Miss Scott had ever seen. We got $400. We got another $400 when it got printed. Minnie got so excited, she burned up a skilled chicken.
And welcome back to People Will Talk. And boy, do they have something to talk about. Jolene has quite the book to review. It's called The Help by an anonymous author. It focuses on Mississippi's housekeepers, and it takes place in a fictional town called Niceville, which, if you ask me, sounds a lot like Jackson.
It's not Jackson. It's a disgrace to the South. A disgrace to Southern women who've been working hard to take care of that help.
But did you read that ending with the pie?
I know I personally treat my help-like family, and my friends do the same. People of Jackson, do not buy this book. Do not buy this book that supports slander with your husband's hard-earned
Every day,
income.
Mom and say they white ladies went out and bought a book. They're so scared.
Nothing we can do now. We late? Looks like Bible study done already started.
No, we ain't late.
Who we clapping for? How the hell we clapping for you?
Hey, Blaine, we know you couldn't. This is an important time for our church, and we know you couldn't sign your name in this, so we signed our own.
Churches over 2 counties signed our book, all from Minnie and me and Mosquito. Dr. King signed it too.